A serial killer murdered 7 women in his basement, dismembered them, and now his wife sleeps in that room every single night on purpose. This is the story of 5 people who lived double lives, neighbors who seemed normal, fathers who went to work, a mother who told everyone her son was in Mexico, and one man who's been dead for 35 years, and nobody even knows his name. April 8th, 2026, a Suffolk County courtroom. Rex Heuermann stands, 6'4", 250 pounds, and he says 7 words. I killed 8 women.
After discussions with your lawyer, you feel it's in your best interest to plead guilty rather than go to trial.
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you satisfied with the manner in which your attorneys represented you in this case?
Yes, I am.
This is a case that haunted Long Island for decades, a case where the mutilated bodies of women kept being found near Gilgo Beach with no answers for their families and no resolution from law enforcement.
A chilling turn in court today involving serial killer Rex Heuermann, the husband and father who worked in New York City, now pleading guilty, admitting he killed 8 women.
He was obsessively targeting innocent women for death. He identified these women, lured them into Nassau County, murdered them, and left their bodies in Suffolk County. He thought that by killing them, he could silence them forever and get away with murder.
He pleaded guilty to the murders of Melissa Barthelemy, Megan Waterman, Amber Lynn Costello, Maureen Brainerd Barnes, Jessica Taylor, Sandra Costilla, Valerie Mack, and Karen Vergata.
This defendant walked among us, play acting as a normal suburban dad, when in reality, all along, he was obsessively targeting innocent women for death.
For something like this to happen and right under our nose is pretty shocking. The guy was odd and strange, but never violent.
8 women killed between 1993 and 2010, all strangled, all disposed of along Gilgo Beach on Long Island. But the confession in court, that wasn't the first time he admitted it. Before he stood before a judge, Heuermann had a condition. He wanted to tell his family first, face to face, one-on-one, his ex-wife Asa Ellerup, his daughter Victoria. He sat them down, and he told them everything. 7 of his 8 victims he killed inside their house, in the basement, the same house where his daughter grew up, the same house where they ate dinner, where they watched television, where they lived as a family.
The promise I made to you so long ago was simple. Sorry. I would never stop searching for justice for you. Through every year, every setback,
My name is Elizabeth Meserve. I'm Megan Waterman's aunt, and I helped to raise her daughter. And on behalf of Megan, we definitely accept the plea.
Liliana Waterman. I am the daughter of Megan Waterman, and on behalf of her and my aunt and all of our family back home, we do accept, and we are very, very thankful for everything that they've done for us.
I'm grateful for the hard work that's been done. I'm grateful that today is happening, and I'm hopeful for the future.
His daughter Victoria asked him, "Did you see them as somebody's daughter?" And he told her, he didn't even see them as human. Not human.
Heuermann's daughter says she believes her dad is most likely the killer.
You can say something if you want to say something.
Heuermann's method was ritual. His therapist, Alison Winter, told the Peacock documentary, The Gilgo Beach Killer, House of Secrets, that he maintained a 4-day cycle. Day 1, he built trust. He would meet a sex worker, pay them, and leave. Day 2, he killed them in the basement. Day 3, what he called playtime, with the bodies. Day 4, he disposed of them 20 miles away, at Gilgo Beach, and he timed himself by his last victim, Amber Lynn Costello, in 2010. He could dump a body in 37 seconds.
He's the only date I ever went on where I was scared, so I never forgot it. And for the last 9-10 years, I've told dozens of people that I swear I sat down and had dinner with the Gilgo Beach killer.
His therapist said he asked her if she'd ever sat with a serial killer before, if she knew what it felt like to want to kill, to play God. And then the killings stopped. In 2010, the body of Shannon Gilbert was discovered near Gilgo Beach, which led to the discovery of Heuermann's 4 victims.
Observation here, 3 more sets of human remains found along a beach on Long Island. First 4, all were identified as prostitutes. So now here, do the quick math, that's 8 deaths.
Where I'm currently standing is South Oyster Bay. And if you actually look all the way across the water, you can see Gilgo Beach. The point I'm trying to make is that if Rex Heuermann is the alleged killer that police believe he is, it really would not take that much effort at all for him to bring a pair of binoculars here, look across the water, and see that exact area the bodies were dumped.
He told his therapist he stopped because he was no longer getting the same gratification. And because he knew, eventually, he'd get caught. He was right. It just took 13 more years.
We do begin tonight with this stunning arrest. Authorities say a serial killer wanted in a string of murders outside New York City on New York's Long Island, known as the Gilgo Beach murders. Tonight, a 59-year-old architect, a father of 2, is now under arrest.
A suspected serial killer on New York's Long Island has been arrested. 59-year-old Rex Heuermann was charged with the murders of 3 young women Friday.
Rex, did you do it?
Police say Rex Heuermann, a New York City architect, is the suspected serial killer they've been hunting for over a decade.
He was caught because of a slice of pizza. Investigators tracked his DNA through a discarded crust. A man who killed 8 women, undone by dinner. And now, his ex-wife still lives in that house. Asa Ellerup gutted the basement. New floors, new walls, new moldings, new doors, and she moved in. She sleeps in the room where 7 women were murdered and dismembered. An off-camera voice asked her, "What do you want people to know about why you moved into the kill room?" She said, "I am here because I do feel spiritual. I'm trying to say spiritually, in my own way, that I am really sorry for what these victims went through." She also said, "I am haunted by dreams every night. It will never go away. It will follow me for the rest of my life." His daughter, Victoria, put it simply. He's a loving dad and a serial killer. How did he manage that the two never crossed? 7 women have been murdered in this house. It's hard to stomach. Rex Heuermann will be sentenced on June 17th. He will die in prison. And the house on First Avenue still stands. He was 6 years old. He had disabilities. And his mother told everyone he was with family in Mexico. Noel Rodriguez-ALVAREZ was last seen at his home in Heuermann, Texas in October 2022. A small town south of Fort Worth, the kind of place where neighbors know each other, where a missing child should be impossible. But nobody was looking for Noel. His mother, Cindy Rodriguez-Singh, told relatives he was staying with his biological father. In Mexico, she kept saying it. For months. For years. But Noel was never in Mexico. In September 2025, nearly 3 years after Noel vanished, a Tarrant County grand jury indicted Cindy Rodriguez-Singh on a capital murder charge. But by then, she was gone. She fled, and the search for her began. On May 14th, 2026, the FBI excavated the backyard of Noel's former home in Heuermann. They dug into the earth where a child was supposed to be safe, and they found human remains. Dental records confirmed it. The remains were Noel's.
Tonight, the Tarrant County District Attorney's Office confirmed that remains found yesterday in Heuermann do, in fact, belong to missing 6-year-old Noel Rodriguez-ALVAREZ. Noel was last seen in 2022, but investigators never knew for certain what had happened to him.
Years of questions and now some possible answers. Human remains, in fact, were found. We know that at the former Heuermann home of 6-year-old Noel Rodriguez-ALVAREZ.
By acknowledging the weight of this moment for our community, for those who have followed this case since its beginning, and most importantly, for the memory of little Noel Rodriguez-ALVAREZ. During a lawfully authorized search operation at the former residence of Noel Rodriguez-ALVAREZ, human remains were discovered. Those remains are now in the custody of the Tarrant County Medical Examiner's Office, who is doing a complete forensics examination.
On May 18th, the FBI arrested Cindy Rodriguez-Singh. She'd been running since her indictment, running from the charge that she killed her own son. Noel was a child with disabilities. He couldn't have run away. He couldn't have hidden. He couldn't have called for help. And the person who was supposed to protect him is the one charged with his murder.
Have you spoken to your attorney?
I've spoken to him before all this.
So I understand correctly, do you want to speak to us if we can't get a hold of him?
But I want to go with him.
Okay.
I need him present.
So you need him here physically in the room.
Fast forward July of last year, she was put on the FBI's most wanted list. A month later, they found her. She was in India.
The foster mother had once begged caseworkers to let Noel stay with her. She saw something. She knew something was wrong. Tarrant County DA said she will stand trial for this.
What I'm telling you now is that with the support, the tenacity that we've seen from the DA's office, the joining up and our belief that we should not give up on this case, they've shown that same exact tenacity and have seen this through and have brought in resources beyond what we were capable of doing to be able to succeed in the search.
Rodriguez-Singh is currently awaiting competency treatment. Her attorneys have raised questions about her mental state, but Noel's remains, they were found in the backyard of the home where he was supposed to be safe, buried in the dirt. While his mother told everyone he was in Mexico, he was 6 years old, and for nearly 3 years, the world moved on without him.
Right now, questions are mounting in the death investigation for Noel Rodriguez-ALVAREZ. He was last seen in the fall of last year, and after weeks of searching, there is still no sign of him. His mother and stepfather are believed to be in India.
Heather, Steve, we've been able to inch a little closer to the home, but the main investigation is happening in the backyard, as you mentioned, and authorities still have a portion of Wisteria Drive blocked off.
Over the span of less than 24 hours, 2 women were killed in Cape Coral, Florida, by a man neither of them knew.
And I'm Kelly Burns. Wilson is accused of 2 brutal murders in Cape Coral almost a year ago to the day. Police say Wilson went on a drug-fueled killing spree, murdering 2 women in 48 hours.
Wade Wilson is accused of viciously murdering Ruiz and Melton last October. Less than a year later, he faces new charges.
Christine Melton was 35. She had friends who loved her. On the night of October 6th, 2019, she went out with her best friend Stephanie to Buddha Live, a local bar. That's where she met a man who called himself JR. His real name was Wade Wilson. He seemed normal, charming even. Christine gave him a ride home. Stephanie left around 2 a.m. She had work the next day. After Stephanie left, Wilson attacked Christine inside her own home, strangled her in her bed. Then he took her car and left.
Christine and I have been friends since we were in high school. Christine and I had planned to meet up later that night and to go out drinking at the Buddha bar in Fort Myers. I had texted her in the early afternoon and just said, "You up?" And I did not receive a response.
The next morning, 8:45 a.m., Wilson showed up at his ex-girlfriend Mila Montanez's spa. He walked in and said, "I'm gonna kill you right now." Mila called 911. Police arrived. Body cam footage shows the officer trying to get Wilson out of the car. He refused.
"Wait, we're not gonna have any problems. Just give me the keys to the car. Don't go anywhere. Hey."
The officer didn't pursue protocol, and that's when he spotted Diane Ruiz. Diane was 43, a mother, a fiancée. She was walking to work. Wilson offered her a ride. She got in. He strangled her And when he went to bury her body, she was still breathing, so he ran over her, repeatedly, with Christine Melton's car. Wade Wilson then called his biological father, Stephen Testaseca. In a series of phone calls, he confessed. He described the murders in detail. His father called the police immediately. Wilson was arrested that evening.
He just told me, he did something. There was 2 people gone that would not be back. He said, I'm a killer. He just said he met a girl at a bar. They went back to her house. He said he got on top of her and choked her. He said, I choked that bitch. He rolled her up and was going to try to put her in her trunk, but he couldn't lift her.
All right, I'm gonna put some new handcuffs on you. If you do anything stupid, I'm gonna slam you on your face.
Stupid? Then you want to tell me you're gonna threaten me on your face? I would slam you one-on-one, pussy boy.
Hey. Just relax.
And you know I would. You college graduated bitch.
Wait. Your boyfriend's gonna know about it soon.
Yeah, I know. Fuck your face, letting him handcuffs on you, bitch. That just doesn't sound good. It doesn't, but you know what? I do him like that because...
All right, so if you keep it just like that, man, you're good. They're gonna come off here pretty soon, so we're gonna at the station. I'm gonna bring you upstairs, man. If you cooperate, it's up to my detective. If you cooperate, she's gonna let you take the handcuffs off.
Wilson was convicted in June 2024, sentenced to death in August. And while he sat on death row, he got face tattoos. Lots of them. References to the Dark Knight, Deadpool. His name, Wade Wilson. The media dubbed him the Deadpool Killer. And a disturbing fan club formed online. People obsessed with his appearance, writing him love letters, calling him handsome. His ex-girlfriend Kelly Matthews told Netflix's worst ex ever. She met him on a dating app in 2018. He was magnetic until he wasn't. He stole from her, assaulted her, brutally. She reported him to the Palm Beach County Sheriff's Office. The lead detective dismissed the case, didn't wait for DNA results. That failure left him on the street, and 2 women died because of it.
He strangled me a couple times. I think I blacked out once or twice. He bit my face at the same time. I had like this huge bruise on my face, and I think he bit my ear too, which is like super carnal. So he pushed me on the floorboard and used the pocket knife to like cut my shirt and my sports bra off and use it to cover my face. And then he drove.
He's on death row now, at Union Correctional Institution in Rayford, Florida. His legal team recently dropped a direct appeal to the Florida Supreme Court. Their next step, likely the United States Supreme Court. But here's what sticks. Before the tattoos, before the spectacle, Wade Wilson looked like anyone you'd pass on the street. And that's how he got close enough to kill. The next killer was even harder to spot, because he didn't look like a criminal. He looked like a husband, he looked like a father, and the morning after he murdered his entire family, he went to work.
Less than 48 hours ago, Christopher Watts was saying this about the disappearance of his wife and daughters.
It's not something I could ever fathom would happen in my lifetime, and I have no inclination of where she is.
August 13th, 2018. Frederick, Colorado. Shanann Watts came home from a business trip at 2 a.m. She was 15 weeks pregnant with a boy they'd named Nico. She had 2 daughters, Bella, 4 years old, and Celeste, 3. She went to sleep next to her husband, Chris. She never woke up.
This is the Heartless One, the evil monster. Who dare you take the lives of my daughters Shannon, Bella, Celeste, and Nico? I trusted you to take care of them, not kill them. And they also trusted you, the Heartless Monster, and then you take them out like trash. You disgust me. They were loving and caring people. You may have taken their bodies from me, but you will never take the love they had for me.
Chris Watts strangled her in their bed. Then he killed Bella. Then he killed Celeste, his own daughters, the children he'd carried in his arms for family photos. the children Shanann posted about every day on social media. Smiling, thriving, loved. Surveillance footage from a neighbor's house showed Chris backing his truck into the garage at 5:17 a.m. Just 3 hours after Shanann came home, he loaded bundles into the truck, multiple trips back and forth. Then he drove away. He buried Shanann in a shallow grave at his work site, an oil field owned by Anadarko Petroleum, and he lowered Bella and Celeste into oil tanks, through a hatch barely wide enough to fit a child's body. Then he went to work, like it was any other Tuesday. That afternoon, a friend called police when Shanann missed a doctor's appointment and wasn't answering her phone.
Nicole?
Yes.
Okay, what's going on?
So my friend, we were out of town for a business trip this weekend.
All right.
And I dropped her off at 2 o'clock this morning. She's 15 weeks pregnant. She wasn't feeling well. And she had a doctor's appointment this morning at 9, and I told her to let me know if she needed me to take her. She's got 2 little girls. She was very distraught over the weekend, wasn't eating normally or drinking, and we kept trying to force it on her because she's pregnant. Her husband and her supposedly are separating, but she didn't know this. She thought they were just having issues. He disclosed that to me today. I've called, I've texted. Her car's in the garage. Her shoes she wears every single day are by the front door.
She only has one vehicle?
No, they only have the one vehicle in his work truck.
Okay.
Officers arrived at the house. Chris was there. Cooperative, concerned. He even went on local television, pleading for his family's safe return. Standing in front of cameras, playing the grieving husband.
Like about 12:10, and that afternoon, her friend Nicole showed up at the door. Like I had texted Shanann a few times that day, called her, say, but she never got back to me, but she wasn't getting back to any of her people as well. And that's what really concerned a lot of people, is like, if she's not getting back to her, like if she doesn't get back to me, that's fine, like she gets busy during the day. I called her 3 times, texted her about 3 times just to say, what's going on? Like cause after I called her and texted her once, it's like maybe she was just busy, like she'd just gotten back, like everybody's probably calling her from her trip. She just got back from Arizona.
But detectives noticed things. His story kept changing. The state of the marriage, his whereabouts that morning, and a neighbor's surveillance camera had caught him loading his truck at 5 a.m. 2 days later, Watts failed a polygraph, and under interrogation, he confessed.
Yeah, Matt, that polygraph test was some 3 questions before it was taken. Christopher Watts said, "I'm not responsible." After he was done with the test, authorities deemed he was lying.
But his first version wasn't the truth. He claimed Shanann had killed the children, and he killed her in a rage. A lie. He later admitted he killed all 3. The motive was a woman, Nicole Kessinger, a co-worker. Chris told her he was separated, that the marriage was over. He wanted a new life, a clean slate. And now, new claims are resurfacing. A book based on Watts's prison diary alleges he called Kessinger his accomplice, that she knew more than she ever admitted. Shanann's text messages, recently revisited by Nancy Grace and others, reveal a woman who was heartbreakingly aware that something was wrong. She wrote Chris messages about his emotional distance, his lack of affection, her fear that he was pulling away. His replies were vague, avoidant, the words of a man who had already decided his family was in the way. Chris Watts is serving life without parole at Dodge Correctional Institution. He will never leave. But the question that haunts this case isn't whether he did it. It's how. How a man can load his daughter's bodies into his truck at 5 a.m., drive to work, sit through meetings, and then stand in front of a camera and ask for their safe return. Neighbors described him as the last person you'd suspect. That's always what they say.
With regard to count number 1, murder in the first degree as it relates to Shanann Watts, the court is going to sentence you, sir, to a life sentence in the Colorado Department of Corrections, with no possibility of parole.
I just want them back. I just want them to come back. And if they're not safe right now, that's what's tearing me apart. Because if they are safe, they're coming back. But if they're not, this has got to stop. Like, somebody has to come forward.
September 22nd, 1990. Opelika, Alabama, a tenth of a mile from Interstate 85. A body was found, a young black male. Between 18 and 25 years old, 5'8", 135 to 145 pounds. An autopsy in Montgomery determined the cause of death, a single gunshot wound. Homicide. And that's where the information ends. No missing person report matched. No dental records matched. No one came forward to identify him. And so, he was buried at Evergreen Cemetery, under a headstone that reads, John Doe. No name, no family claiming him, no one who could tell the world who he was. He was wearing a white St. Louis Cardinals jersey with red pinstripes, Jordache blue jeans, black LS shoes. Someone dressed him that morning. Someone saw him leave the house. Someone, somewhere, reported him missing. Or should have. For 35 years, he lay in that grave, unknown, unclaimed, unremembered by everyone except the people who put him there. On May 5th, 2026, Opelika police exhumed his remains, working with the Alabama Department of Forensic Sciences.
Meantime, Opelika police taking a new step to solve a decades-old cold case.
Today, multiple agencies helped them exhume the remains of an unidentified homicide victim from Evergreen Cemetery to use modern genetic genealogy.
They're using advanced DNA technology and genetic genealogy, the same technique that has solved hundreds of cold cases in recent years. Police Chief Jonathan Clifton said, "We are hopeful that advanced DNA testing can help us identify our John Doe and bring additional leads in this case." He pointed to the success they had identifying their Baby Jane Doe case. It can be done. But right now, today, this man has no name. He's someone's son, someone's brother, maybe someone's father, and for 35 years, he's been lying in a grave marked with a word that isn't his. The killer was never caught. Because you can't solve a murder when you don't know who was murdered. Opelika police are asking for the public's help. If you have any information, contact their detective division at 3347-055220 or the Secret Witness Hotline at 3347-458-665. Tips can be submitted anonymously through the Opelika Police mobile app. He was between 18 and 25. He was wearing a Cardinals jersey, and someone, somewhere, has been waiting 35 years for him to come home. 5 killers. 5 stories of people who lived among us, hidden in plain sight. For years, for decades, for an entire lifetime. If this is the kind of story you need to hear, subscribe to Darkest Crimes. New case files drop every week. Shorts, deep dives, cold case files every Friday. Next week, 5 cold cases that police just reopened. Cases that went silent for years. And now, they're talking again. I'll see you next week.